Hi everyone, I'm Sandie La Nae. Welcome to Psychic Creations. We have a very interesting show for you today. As you know, I live in Carson City, Nevada, the state capital, which happens to be one of a couple of the smallest capitals in the United States. But we happen to have huge, unique shops that you just can't find anywhere else. One happens to be the Nevada Day Store and Trading Post at 108 West Telegraph Street here in Carson City. Now, before we learn about this fabulous establishment, I'd like to introduce you to today's guest, Marketing Director for Nevada Day and also publisher for Nevada Live Magazine, Dana Lee Fruend.
Thanks so much for having me, Sandy.
Thank
I sure
you.
appreciate it.
Oh, it's an honor to have you on our show. You bet. All right. Well, so our viewers can get up close and personal with Dana. I have a few questions I'd like to ask you, if you don't mind.
I'm ready.
All right. Now, are you from Carson City?
I'm not. I've lived here about 8 years. I'm originally from Southern California, but I have lived 38 years in Nevada. And if it wasn't for my parents going to visit my grandmother, I would have been born in Las Vegas. So, long legacy of Nevadans.
Well, nice. Nice. You've seen lots of changes then.
Yes, I have.
Yes, you have.
Good, interesting changes.
Yeah. Yes, I have to agree with you on that. Me too. I've been here since 76, I think.
Oh, so you have seen a lot.
Yeah, it was a little one-horse town, I think, when I moved in. And your schooling, did you have any schooling here, or was it?
You know what, I did. I was a firefighter and a training officer for many years, and I came up here to the fire marshal's office and also into Reno because we had hazmat training, and I had leadership training, and I also had some safety training here. So for quite a few years I'd been coming back and forth through Carson City for many years for training.
I think that was your template. It was calling you here.
I've always loved it here. My sister used to live up in Tahoe, and so it was always enjoyable to come through Carson City, go up to the lake. They always had charming things down here, and always a good place to eat here in Carson City, and a lot of good folks, so made good friends.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice. Now, your interests for a career, did it come through here in Carson City, or I should say Nevada for you?
You know what, I had an eclectic background. I lived 26 years in Caliente, Nevada, and I'd met and married my husband there, love of my life, my soulmate. And I started doing, I've always been an artist, and so I did arts and crafts, and then I had children, got involved in the community, started to write and photograph. And so in part of my background as a writer and a photographer and a photojournalist, and being involved in the community, not till I was 38 did I become an EMT and a firefighter and a training officer.
Oh.
And I did that. So when you live in small communities, you take on many hats. So I was very blessed to have great mentors and teachers to be able to do a lot of different things as an artist, as a community organizer to help in the community and to give back, and also the opportunity to be able to write about it and photograph it. So that's a lot of my background with that. In my early years, don't laugh, I did modeling, but I had helped my father in banquets in Palm Springs, and started with event planning and things like that when I was very young. So it all kind of culminated together to be able to use a little bit of that with everything that I do. So
Goodness sakes.
I am kind of busy.
Yeah, busy life.
But
you
fun,
bet.
but very fun and enjoyable.
Well, sure. Well, now you are a journalist, as you say.
Yeah.
And what piqued your interest just in that field?
You know what? It's storytelling. I actually have to think that it's that Irish-Scottish blood for yarn spinning, and being involved in your community. And sometimes when you're active in a community, you see gaps, and it's like you're involved in events or doing things, and so you write about it. It's like nobody's telling a story, so it starts with a press release, or it starts with telling about an event that you're either putting on but then also having to write about it so people can come and do things. So I started honing my skills in Caliente, being able to write and photograph and develop that from there. So small town communities help me to build up everything that I do now.
That's awesome. Isn't she awesome, people? She's just awesome. Well, now, what magazines and or newspapers have you written for and write for now?
I've written for the Lincoln County Record. That's where I kind of cut my teeth on the newspaper there. And then I've written for Thunder Roads. I write currently for Quick Throttle magazine. It's a national motorcycle publication. I submit stories to Carson Now. I've submitted stories and photographs to the Nevada Appeal in the past. And then just little small short stories to just different little publications, Sunset and that.
Nice.
I'm a published author because I did it's called Irish Flames, Biker and Travel Guide to Nevada, Volume 1.
Oh, nice.
And 5,000 copies. And I did that. I've been a continued writer with that. It's just so inspiring to write and to do those kind of things. And I do ride, my husband and I ride motorcycles. And as a firefighter, I also did structure and wildland. So I was able to see a lot of places in Nevada, which I started as a med unit leader out on wildland, writing about the area that I was in, the resources that were there. So my book came from all the resources and the cheeky, funny stuff, because we all have those kind of friends and family that have been in questionable places and possibly jail.
Yes.
And so I started writing about stories that I would hear, and so I started asking questions like, so how was the jail food in this county? And so it developed with the funniest things like that. So my little book is it's not your grandma's travel guide, and so it's cheeky fun about all 17 counties in Nevada. And then so from that, just writing more. And Thunder Roads came along because they reviewed my Irish Flame Biker and Travel Guide. And so when they reviewed that, they asked if I would start writing for them.
Nice.
And so I did that. Then they closed their doors after a year.
Oh.
I know, they have many franchises, Thunder Roads does, but the Nevada one at that time had only lasted a year. It's gone on to another publisher, actually out of Northern California, and so it's still going on. And just under new people. And then a couple of us, Bob Dog, who at that time was co-owner into Bar USA up there, he would also submit stories to Thunder Roads. Well, we jumped ship to Quick Throttle. And so we had some stories and some stuff, so we started writing. And then his path, he got really busy with his business and things, and so he didn't write as much, but I stuck with them. And so I'm actually the Northern Nevada and Northern California correspondent for Quick Throttle magazine. And I write under Irish Flame.
Oh, that's amazing. That is fun. That is just fun. Oh, well, thank you for all that information. That was very interesting.
On, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Well, and then you said you're also a photographer. Is this a professional career too?
It is. I have 2 social media magazines. I have Nevada Live, Carson City edition, and I have Nevada Live. So I write stories and do pictures about our area a lot on Carson City, events and activities. I avoid any political anything. So I mostly write about the things that make me and others here just really happy. I really support anything that has to do with the veterans and our local charities. And it all works together out of the Nevada Day store because I am a community organizer here, and we have this lovely store now. So it's great. We're creating new events, new activities coming out of this little store here, and it gives me an opportunity to visit with everyone in the community and visit the businesses and the neighbors, and working together to see what we can do to create new events and activities to grow tourism here in Carson City. So kind of all pulled together.
You are so amazing. Oh my gosh, this is a good show, people. All right, now let's talk about your marketing skills. What got you interested in that?
You know, I think a lot of it came out of necessity, out of writing. And when you start volunteering in a community, you pull together with other people and you pool your resources, who can do what. And I always ended up writing about things. And then I started taking more classes on in leadership, in writing, in photography. And it just kind of gravitated to really enjoying creating things and taking photographs of events, activities, and people, and then writing about it. It kind of just evolved on its own. And then as I've gotten older, just taking classes, doing things to hone my skills, and then just using them where it was needed. And I've worked as in VIP services and marketing over at the Nugget a few years back. And after the book I went on book tour, and then I got bored, and my backside was getting wide, and I needed to work. And so I applied over there, and I loved that. Made such good friends, good people over there at the Nugget, and through community and being involved, it just kind of grew from there. I've been an event coordinator at the Nevada Appeal and wrote stories for them there, marketing over there, a publicist for G&G Motorsports and Dirty Mommy Racing. I've had a little bit of everything that just one helped develop another to just kind of grow from over the years, and just having fun with really good people on how can I help you, what can we do. And in Caliente, I had the opportunity to also meet a lot of people that were in tourism, economic development, and working through the counties. So over the years, just making really good partnerships and friends to help develop my own skills. So you don't just learn this, you grow what you do. And I've just been very blessed to have so many wonderful mentors and friends and partnerships to help me be where I'm at today, to continue to just grow things in the community. So it just kind of evolved and grew that way.
Well, you're at a wonderful place right now, that's for sure.
I love being the marketing director for Nevada Day. We're growing and expanding. They used to only do Nevada Day, the biggest and best traditional parade in the state, bar none. And but now we're doing the Battleborn Brew Fest, and next year we're going to take on the Rendezvous. So more events and activities are going to come out of Nevada Day Inc. We have a wonderful team here. Ken Hamilton's our president. We have a great board, and our marketing team is growing to do more events and activities so we can actually offer scholarships throughout the 17 counties for marching bands to be able to come. Because many of them, living in a rural area, it's tough for schools to raise funds to go anywhere. And this is the biggest and most historical parade in the state, and we want people and kids to become a part of that. So this year we're offering scholarships for kids to be able to do that. They have to submit an application, so we're working that out. We're doing more events and activities so that we can do more in the community, because here in the little store we turn no one away. If somebody needs a raffle prize or they're raising funds, it may not be big, but we turn no one away. We give baskets or $25 or do things. So we really want to be a heart in the community to keep giving back and doing what we can to help. So it's a good place to be right here. I love my job.
That's very, very nice. That's very nice. And that is what the Nevada Day Store Trading Post is?
Yes.
Or?
we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and the store is a reflection of that. So everything that you see in here is, oh look, Sandie La Nae books right there.
Well, how about that?
And we have local artists. We have Dennis DeSilla, Kristen Cabrin, Melissa Knight, Lee Moloff, Robin Travis. I have a Bobby Rickard up there. We have local Nevada artists, authors, we really work to promote our Nevada artisans and our people here. So money from this helps to support Nevada Day. And the store was only open a few days a year. Now we're open all year long, part of the plan to just help us to grow and do more in our community.
That's wonderful.
Thank
And when you took over management, that's when it was open, well, almost daily? Or?
You know, Ken had a dream, our president, you know, as I'd come on board first as a volunteer, and then as I talked more marketing and more different things, then they brought me on board to be their official marketing director. It's actually a paid position, which is a very big leap of faith. I'm very honored that they have me do that. And part of what he wanted to do was, he said, you know, I've always wanted to have a little trading post. I said, okay. And so they've trusted me with being able to grow this and bring merchandise in. We do a lot of consignment work here, and it's been very beneficial to our artisans and to us. So it's been a good partnership in the community to do that. But we're growing and we're doing, but we've got a very forward-thinking group, and they're wanting to grow Nevada Day Inc. And so I'm really proud to be a part of that team.
And you do carry Nevada Day souvenirs here?
We have some Nevada Day souvenirs. We have a whole new line of clothing and merchandise coming out that brands our Nevada Day, Battle-Born things in here, 1864 Nevada and 1864 Battle-Born. So we have a lot of things new coming out within the next few weeks. So you'll see things like our Pony Express. Oh, Sandie, we're so excited. We are becoming the nation's first Pony Express stop here. Live, active Pony Express station, #1 in the nation. We worked for about 6 months with their president, Ron Bell, of the Nevada division of Pony Express, to find out, was there any other active Pony Express station? Though they do the rewrite every year, but there's not an active station to where the Pony Express gather, they stamp cards and letters, they teach, they talk, they share, and they're doing that right here with the Nevada Day Store and Trading Post. We have, on April 3rd, we have our Pony Express reception, so we'd like to everybody please come out at 10 o'clock in the morning on April 3rd. That's when the Pony Express actually started all those years ago. So it started on April 3rd, it ended on, I think it was October 31st, so Admissions Day. And I could be wrong on that October date, it might have been the 18th. But, so we're restarting on April 3rd when they originally started. They only lasted 18 months, but they were one of the most incredible, important impacts to our nation was Pony Express. So we carry Pony Express lines of things and Battle-Born in Nevada. So all kinds of fun stuff.
This is incredible, isn't it? All right. Well, what other plans do you have for the store? Special events or like the Pony Express? You teach classes in here.
We do, and one of the event things that we also have coming up is June 26th and 27th, we have the Battle-Born Brew Fest. So we're going to shut down the streets on Friday about 9 o'clock and go till Saturday midnight with food, music, fun, the 13th Annual Motor Officer Challenge, and then the Brew Fest. And so there's going to be a lot more surprises come out about the Brew Fest that we're going to be doing. And the other really cool thing we have coming out of our Nevada Day store is the Naughty Tea Mistresses of Nevada.
Isn't that fun?
This is the home of the Naughty Tea Mistresses of Nevada. They are a troupe actually of talented women that portray historical women of history. And they are unique to us. You've seen them stroll on a few of the wine walks as we're just getting them out. And people go, oh, where are you guys from, Virginia City? It's like, no, we're from Carson City, representing Carson City. They actually live throughout our area here. We have some in Dayton and some that are in Sparks, and then we have 2 that are in Urington. Oh. And so it's 1864 naughty. So sometimes they may show their ankles in public.
Oh,
they may
scandalous.
Gossip. It is. They may gossip a little in public.
Oh.
They're known to laugh a little too loud.
Oh,
And
goodness.
sometimes it's not just tea in their cups.
Oh my gosh.
And so they're about promoting Carson City and Nevada Day. So they're beautiful Bells of the Ball, 1864 to 1890s costume. And so when you meet them
beautiful.
down the street and the character that they're in, they are a living legacy for us now. So they're part of what's going to be called our Battle-Born Days, come rendezvous in Carson City.
Oh, nice.
Last Saturday of the month, same as the Pony Express, to come and visit. So we're opening so many things up for tourism, for people to come to Carson City, to interact with the characters that we have here, and to teach. So it's Living Legacy with Pony Express, Living Legacy with the Naughty Tea Mistresses, and then you'll see postcards, calendars, cards coming out of the little store for merchandising to help us. So,
Oh, this is nice.
so lots of great things coming out of the little Nevada Day Store and Trading Post. Thanks for letting me talk about all of this.
Well, that's okay. I just wanted to say that the store is located at 108 West Telegraph Street in Carson City, Nevada.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, before I forget, how can people get a hold of you or the Nevada Day store?
Our phone number here is 775-882-2600, and we're located at 108 West Telegraph Street. We're right next door to the Horseshoe. It's like the Horseshoe's on the corner of Telegraph. There's a lovely little active alley, not a back alley, but an active alley. And then we have the blue awning says Nevada Day Store and Trading Post.
Mhm.
So we're right here. We also have a website, so you can go to nevadaday.com and see us there. And we have a Facebook for Nevada Day, and keeping everybody posted. We teach classes, and you can find out about that on our Facebook page. The Prairie Godmother teaches classes here, who is Janet Baker. And oh, she's such a delight. She's a little Texan. And she's also one of our Naughty Tea Mistresses. And she teaches classes in traditional paper crafts. So she can make boxes and envelopes and cards and letters and all different kinds of craft work, old-fashioned traditional paper works. And so that's part of what we're working to do, is to be able to teach some Old West traditional things. That's one of our taglines. It says, where the West is alive and the Pony Express rides again. And so that's on our sign out there.
Oh,
and
nice.
so we'll have a new one, that sign that'll say Home of the Naughty Tea Mistresses too. So lots of characters for people to come and interact with. We've already, before we barely got our Naughty Tea Mistresses out the door, we're being invited all over the place.
Oh, wonderful.
So we're really tickled that people are,
Good.
we started showing pictures from my photography on my Facebook page, talking about them. And because it's so different, and people love to engage in the West.
Yes.
And they love to see that beautiful dresses, or see the cowboys and the gunfighters. And speaking of gunfighters, actor Jack Wagon, who's been recently cast in the new Frontier Western TV show Big Sky. He's a Carson City man, and he's been cast as a principal actor, and he has become a very good friend to the Nevada Day Store and Trading Post and to the Naughty Tea Mistresses. He's our new show director. So he's a former street performer, and he's teaching us a lot of fun campy things that we can do as part of our Battle-Born Days.
Fun.
Teaching just fun interactions with the crowd and little vaudeville type shows. And he is also our one of our co-grand marshals with Sherry Rupert, who is the executive director of the Nevada Indian Commission, who's doing wonderful work in the whole state with all of the Native American community and for the Stewart Indian School.
Oh, nice.
And yes, so she's doing wonderful work. And Jack Wagon brings the celebrity aspect of hometown boy doing great, you know, being cast in this new family-oriented Frontier TV Western series, Big Sky. So all these things are happening. We're so excited that there's so much coming out of this little old Nevada Day Store and Trading Post and our headquarters in the back. So having people like you come and giving us the opportunity to tell people about all the great things that are happening. So that's what's going on.
This is fun. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
Keeps you busy, I have a
Yes.
feeling.
Yes.
Well, great. Well, I have one last question to ask you. Now, being your store sits in the middle of the historic district in Carson City, and I really like ghosts, have you ever had any paranormal activity go on in here?
You know, I knew that question was coming. What's interesting is that through doing interviews for my Nevada Live magazine, in the back here, in the headquarters side and our Jed's Corner side, Yvonne Clement Sullivan put a dress mannequin back there for us, and it was a lovely display, and I started having some interviews back there for my Nevada Live magazine. We noticed that I started seeing in my video orbs showing up, and bursts and different things showing up in my video a lot and every time. And so we lovingly now call that Orb Studio in the back, which you have been a part of, to
Yes.
see that there has been orbs in your very own videos. And our cameraman back here, Michael, we had an orb on him, a big one, in one of the photos that we done. So down here is just an interesting area. It's an old area down here, full of history. And so I just think we've got some residual activity going on from all that. Nothing mean or evil or other poltergeistish. Things get moved a lot, and
They like your coffee cups.
Jack Wagon was in here. I was doing an interview with him, and the cup went missing. I mean, completely missing. We still never found the cup.
Oh, no.
And so we've had different things moved or played with around here. You brought us little goodies for ghostly toys. They have been moved. I have witnesses on, just these different fun things, interesting things. But it's never felt evil or bad or nothing. It's been very playful. And but they sure do show up, especially in the back room there, with interesting activity.
They do.
Yes, ma'am, they do.
We do. Well, Dana, I want to thank you so much for being a wonderful guest on our show today.
Oh, thank you very much.
Lots
for
of
having me.
information. Thank you for that, giving out lots of information on what's going on here in the store with you.
Well, we just want to keep inviting people. Come on down to the store, to the Nevada Day Store and Trading Post, and come. Applications are available now for the Nevada Day Parade and sponsorship. So we want to encourage people to come down, get involved, because we're involved with the whole state, and we want everyone in the community to come be involved with us.
Well, of course. And one more time, the website address?
The website is nevadaday.com, or on Facebook you can go to Nevada Day, or you can come down at 108 West Telegraph Street at the Nevada Day Store and Trading Post, and our phone number is 775-882-2600.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank
This
you,
has
Miss
been a
Sandy.
fun
It's so
day.
fun.
This
Thank
has
you.
been a fun day. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We've had an awesome show. Awesome show. Now, if you would like to be a special guest on my show, and if you manage a wonderful business here in Carson that you'd like to speak about, you can get a hold of me at my website, which is www.sandypsychicstones.com. Now, please note that the content of my show is metaphysical, spiritual, paranormal, and recently, nice history.
Yes.
And we also we have guests, and we talk about holistic health specialties as well. So, thank you very much for watching Psychic Creations.
And thanks so much for having me, Sandy. We really appreciate the opportunity to get the word out about our store.
You bet.
And
Oh,
Nevada Day.
yes. It will. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next show.